Good. All on. Richard, how you doing? Good morning. Is it morning? It's 11:30. It's almost lunchtime. I'm thinking about looking at Vans. You guys want to look at some Vans? Check out what can be done to a van, like a Sprinter van. I've always wanted to do a project like a Sprinter van. Sprinter or Transit. Probably a Transit. It's American. Astrovan? That's too small. I'd rather keep my X5, I think, all-wheel drive. But if I were going into a van, I don't think I would get an all-wheel drive. I'd just get rear-wheel drive van. Put some all-terrain tires on it for protection. Build the inside out minimalist. Insulate it. Put a rack on top, solar in, put an air conditioner in. I should scope that out. I think it'd be a great addition to the channel. Fly. 103K all build out. And maid's quarters. With place for the butler as well, you know. I should go test drive some of these things. I'm looking at $25,000, $35,000 vans. Ross, how you doing, buddy? I think getting a van's a good idea. Especially if you're looking for space, something more comfortable. Living out of a SUV is not as great. Shakehasters, how you doing, buddy? Richard, Shakehasters, Ross. No, I'm serious. I'm really serious about this. You kind of have to go all over the planet to find out where these things are at, but I found a few. I'm gonna go look at a few and take a test drive, I think. So that's kind of in the plans. I think I'm gonna do a step-by-step on how to do this if I were to do it, you know? Maybe I can get away with it without buying a van. Maybe I could, you know, just take a test drive and see where it goes. Yeah, I took a look at RVs as well. The pre-converted, you know, transit types or sprinter type conversion RVs. You know, everything's in it already. Not into it. Big, heavy. Just didn't like it. I like the more, you know, crafted, hand-built kind of thing. So I'm looking at setting up a minimalist, similar to what I have now, but in a sprinter or transit van kind of conversion. Keep it really simple, put solar in it, put a fridge in it, insulate it. A cabin in a van, but keep it super lightweight, you know? Right, Shakecasters? UES. Yes. Hey, Christine, how are you? Christine Kilpatrick's here. A comfy bed, yes. Well, I've started to test drive, to be honest with you. I already started one. I'll be honest with you. I found one way out in Bakersfield. So I drove out there, and I'm test driving a van right now. You want to see it? There she blows. So I don't know how long test drives are supposed to go on for, but I took off yesterday. I haven't been back yet. I hope they're okay. I should call them though. So I'm going to test drive. I thought, well, if I'm going to test drive it, I might as well take it into, areas that I would normally take it into, right? I mean, wouldn't you? It's a test drive, right? Test it and see what it's like in normal operating conditions. So dropped off the X5, gave him my driver's license, signed my life away, and went on a drive, and went through the park, went through Death Valley. I'm out in Pahrump now. Got here last night, about 10 o'clock, on the test drive, and it drives great. The thing has a lot of power. It handles kind of mushy compared to the X5, but it's a big-ass van, so I'm liking it, to be honest with you. I'm kind of growing attached to this thing. This particular one is a used 2019 T250. It's the entry-level commercial suspension type Transit. It's pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Some old man's looking at my van. Oh, he's walking away. That's good. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm up to. What is it, Ford? It's a Ford, Christine. Have I watched videos on builds? Yes, I have. I've done quite a bit of research on builds. So yes. I'm watching this old man as I'm talking to you guys doing weird stuff outside. He's got a nice Jeep though. I'm referring to this old man over here. He's in this vehicle right there, that Jeep. The Jeep over there. Yeah, he was walking around the van for some reason. He was walking around it and went back to his car. I think he's looking for a for sale sign. A lot of people are looking at this thing, so yeah. Whoa, too much zoom. There it is. No, it wouldn't be a 4x4 all-wheel drive. It's going to be just rear-wheel drive, base model. He's once again see the man walking over there? He's walking away now. I don't know what he's doing. He's looking at all kinds of vehicles. He's just walking back and forth. He's looking for something. Maybe he's not looking at the van. He's looking at the parking spot? That's hard to tell. I'm going to start worrying about that. It's just a test drive. What could go wrong, right? They are in high demand. Yeah, they are. It took forever to find this one. He dropped his stash. It's very, very possible. He is gray-haired. I do that all the time. It's got a nice 4x4 though. Okay. So that's the idea. I like it so far. It hasn't given me any kind of like, glad I don't own this vehicle kind of feelings. Coffee ground. Excuse me. Coffee ground. Um, so I'm going to head over to Home Depot today to see what I need to do to put a rack on the top. Now, I'm going to use what they call super strut. I think they're called super strut. You can buy these pieces of hardware of galvanized metal. They're channels basically that you can use for many different things. One of them is putting them on top of your van so that you can utilize the existing holes up there, so you can clamp these things down up there and put a channel up there in which you can support things. In this case, I'm looking to support solar panels. So I'm going to see what those cost. I'm understanding they're right around $500 for everything you need. And that's quite a bit cheaper than a Yakima rack or a Thule rack. I'm killing flies if you're wondering what I'm doing. It's fly season. So yeah, I'm kind of floating in that direction. I'm sure that they wouldn't mind me having the car for a day or two for a test drive. They haven't called yet, so. I did get a couple of messages last night. I haven't checked those, but anyway, it's going okay. It's great on gas. It looks like it's getting right around 18, 19 miles a gallon, depending on if I'm drafting a semi or not. It has great pickup. It's an automatic, rear-wheel drive. It's not an all-wheel drive. It's the medium roof. It's not the tall roof. It's not the extra long. It's the the one shorter than that. Look for used ones. I kind of want to make my own. You won't be stealth if you have a rack. It won't be unless I paint it white. I can paint the rack white. So it's galvanized metal, and I could just cloak it in white, like plastic, dip it, or powder coat it white. I can stand up in this thing, Shakecaster. I can stand up and walk around in there without crunching over. I can't do this, but I can. I have about yay much room where it clears. But yeah, it's good. Six to 8 inch PVC pipe to hide the panels. Well, the panels will be sitting flush with the rack itself, so you won't be able to see it unless you get up there. Um, it's like a plumber van, yes. Should I pull it up? You guys want me to pull it up here? I don't know. I feel funny pulling the car up into the check-in area. There's no one here. Everyone just checked out, so. I don't go through drive-thrus that much, so that's not a big problem. As long as I can get into a movie theater, parking lot. Oh, and the length of this is not so long you can't park it in a regular parking spot. You can actually park it into a regular spot. Oh, you were joking. It's hard to tell when people are joking through text, but I get it, Christine. So who was it that's supposed to be out here this week? I thought one or several of you folks were going to be out in Pahrump this week. I'm not too worried about the panels. If my panels were going to be stolen, they would have been stolen by now. The ones I put out with my X5, the tuner water. October 10th, you're coming out here. Oh, nice. Do a mini meetup with Christine. You ran away when I came through. Richard, when were you here? I'm always on the go, though, so. It's kind of hard to nail me down. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing that. It says no tinted windows, which is fine. It's kind of nice to see out the back when I was driving it. So I'll put up a little video. I did some video of me looking at the van, test driving it. So I'll put it up there. You'll see. Right now I'm going to go over to Home Depot and check out the hardware that they have and see if it's what I need. I'm pretty sure they're going to have everything I need for this Super Strut stuff. You can check it out online. Do a Google search for Super Strut, and you'll see the hardware I'm talking about. It's galvanized steel. You see it a lot when people put up racks or any kind of electrical overhead. You see Super Struts being used. So, going to trading the X5? I don't think so. It's not worth much as it sits right now. I don't think I'd trade that thing in. Shop sleeves. Out in September. Okay, I'll be out here in September. Christine, exactly, yes. If you insulate the floor, which I don't think I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it as is and put a throw rug in it, and that's insulation enough. The walls will be insulated. The top might be insulated. Not sure yet. Well, if you think about it, the X5 can go into areas that a Transit or a Sprinter could not, especially if it's just rear-wheel drive. But use it as like a Jeep, you know, get me to the van would be home base or base camp, home base being Pahrump, base camp being wherever the Transit's sitting, and then if I'm towing the X5, then I can certainly use that as an off-trail kind of thing, get me further down the trail, and then hike the rest of the way to the destination. That's kind of how I see it. I don't know. There's all kinds of things you can do. Or get rid of the X5 altogether. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, Christine, yeah. Putting on some all-terrains for protection. Yeah. From that random side rock puncture, side tire puncture. Am I saying this right? The random off-road puncture, I guess. Of course you are, Richard. Press on, man. Just keep going. But so far I like it. It's pretty nice. It's a sweet ride, to be honest with you. It's so smooth. Exactly. Christine, that's all it is. It's just added sidewall protection, slighter, heavier duty construction, and it carries more load, to be honest with you. How many miles? Okay. It has about 46,000 miles on it. It's basically new for a 250. It's a 2019 with about 46,000 miles on it. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. New tread. It's has air conditioning. The only thing it doesn't have that I wish it did is cruise control. It does not have cruise control. I wonder if I can add that in. There must be an aftermarket thing you can just throw that in there as an option. I don't know. I'm new to these Ford Transit things. But that's a whole nother project. But I think if I do this time, it's going to be documented. The X5 was not documented, but yeah. Yeah, the swivel in the front seat would be nice to have in the passenger seat. I don't know about the driver's seat, but the passenger seat definitely. I'll have to check that out. It's a fairly cheap install. I would just go with what you have. Well, what I have is nice until you get into 110-degree weather, and then you wish you did not have an X5. Colder weather, no problem. Small and keep it warm. But in this hot weather, I have to find a safe harbor to get away from the heat. Hey, this is Stewport. How you doing? Happy 4th to everyone. Adds about 2 inches though. What adds 2 inches? Oh, the seat adds 2 inches? Well, that's fine. There's tons of headroom in that van. It's very cavernous in there. It echoes. It's so big. Hey, Mark, how you doing? The swivel adds 2 inches. Okay. It has been a while. Mark, how you been? What's the update with Mark? You doing all right? Making it through? Gonna have a good 4th? Hopefully. I'm test driving a car. I'm test driving that guy right there. It's a white Ford Transit 250, a T250. It's not the diesel, it's regular gas, rear-wheel drive, basic model. It's nice. That's what I'm up to. Started yesterday. Got some video of that. I was at the lot, got some video there, and we're putting a little video together of me looking at these things. So. You just stayed away for a while. That's good. Good to get a break from the chaos of YouTube and Larry's chaos that he brings to YouTube. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. However, what do you guys think? Should I do a series on how to convert a Ford Transit? Do it on the minimalist way? I don't even want to put shelving in. I want to put just totes. You know those big plastic totes I use inside my X5? I want to put a whole bunch of those in, but have them so that you can slide them in and out of like a framework. So super lightweight, super easy to make. Just simple frame out of aluminum. Mount that to the wall. There's great mounting points inside the van itself. And this van is a semi-cargo, semi-not. It has rear windows and it has a sliding door with a window on it. And that's it. The rest is all solid and has a false wall in it. So I can unclip that and put insulation behind it and put those false walls back up. I'll do a whole video of that and you'll see it. Hey, Ryder, I'm planning on doing that. I should test it out on this. I should just tell him I'm going to have it for another day or two and see if I can test fit some things in it. I think I might do that. I don't think I need to call them. They got my car and my ID, so I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at it. I'm not sure about getting a van yet. I'm just on a test drive, so let me feel this out. I gotta make sure this is all right. I mean, why didn't I? There's got to be I can't remember why. There's got to be a reason why I didn't do a van before. I think it's because it's not so stealthy. I can't just go into a Kmart parking lot and just blend in. these transit vans do stick out. It's like driving a semi-truck around with a sign on the side that says I'm living in it. Serious. It's kind of weird like that. Yeah, I think I might give him a call. If I remember. Anyway. It was hot last night, and inside that van it wasn't that bad. So I don't think floor insulation is needed. I think that carpet with the backing that it has underneath it is enough. It's very soft in there when you're walking in bare feet. It's really nice. And that carpet thing they have in there is rubberized. It's rubber on one side and has this batting material on the other side, and it's nice. I don't know if I want to switch that out and just leave good enough alone, you know? Like Christine was saying, the headroom's already enough. If I put insulation on the floor, it's going to take away from the headroom. And if I put insulation on the top, which is more needed at the top, well, maybe not. Do I need insulation on the top of the vehicle? Because solar panels will be covering a portion of the top. And if I were to get something like that, I'd probably put air conditioning on the top too. 12-volt air conditioning from Dometic. A crafted rack to hold the solar panels. Cut a hole in the top to put an air conditioner in. Done with that. Put the batteries in, run the wiring for solar, get it all hooked up. You're done with that. Put a really simple elevated bed. Just put 2 planks on each side, put 2x4s going across, and you're done with the bed frame. And even if, heck, you could even use metal, I guess. Something lighter weight than wood. I don't know. A lot of things you can do, but lightweight, very quick install. Nothing that would damage the vehicle other than the hole for the air conditioner, but make it into a living kind of vehicle. A mobile home, in a way, an RV. I mean, there's enough room in that thing. You can even put a shower in it if you wanted to. Or a shower that would be out the back, the doors open, the back doors open. I don't know, there's all kinds of things floating through my head right now. It's kind of fun. What kind of van is it, Mark? It is it's a Ford Transit 250. It's not the super long, it's the regular length one. And yeah, it's nice. I like it. I like the length, the height. It's the medium height. It's not the super high. It's the one just underneath that. It drives really good too. Have to have one of those fans they use. The one, yeah, I think they're called the something Flow or Super Flow or something. The fan turns on automatically, opens up, and it vents the car. That would be kind of cool. But I'm thinking about putting air conditioning in it. So. I think, Christine, they make stock ceiling panels, like headliner, for this van. I think I can buy those off eBay with people who are taking that stuff. Yeah, Max Fans, or Max Air, I think is what they're called. Thank you. Thank you, Shitcasters. Thank you, Christine. Humidity control would be the air conditioner. It takes moisture out of the air. And air exchange would be that too. You can just turn on a fan. It acts as a fan as well, if you need it to be. You'll need to vent for safety too, yes. All this stuff is pretty straightforward. Even the insulation, you can get water, non-absorbing insulation. I've watched all kinds of videos on insulation inside these things, and yeah. Oh yeah, I know you guys are. Keeping the humidity out is really important. 10-speed Max Air wish list. I don't think I'd put a Max Air on. I don't think there's enough room on the roof on this particular one. I don't have the super long one, so this one would be a just an air conditioner at this point. I don't think I need max air yet. We'll see. You can always add that in. I think it's the same hole size that would be needed for the air conditioner. So maybe max air in the front. I don't know. Things to think about. Heck, you put a whole bathroom in this thing. Toilet, sink, kitchen top, the whole bit. Tons of space in there. This is more than enough room for one person to be nomadic in, especially if they're living kind of minimalist. Yeah. A potty? Yes. I thought those things were really expensive. They're only a couple $100. Those portable toilets that everyone uses. That use a little cartridge, you just dump it out when needed. Like flush it down the toilet kind of thing. You don't need to go into an RV dump. That's kind of nice. Ross, it would be a new chapter. It would be a new chapter. Or hex on a hinge. If anything, it would be something cool to have just content for the channel. If I didn't end up buying something like that, you know, maybe I can do it for someone else, or maybe I don't know. There's all kinds of things you can do. Papa's hatch, Poopa hatch. Yes, Christine, exactly. The one you don't need a black tank for, exactly. Change is good. I don't necessarily think this is change permanent yet. I'm still just test driving, so. I like the van. I wonder how many miles I can put on a test drive. I should have asked that before I left. Anyway, we'll work that out in the wash. Maybe I can get the price down if I put more miles on it. I'm being silly, of course. Do you have one of those resale warehouses by you, like Habitat? I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard of Habitat. Am I answering everyone's questions? Hopefully I am. I'm going back through, making sure everyone's... Do a lift bed in the back with garage under. Yeah, Christine, the bed won't be up and down. It'll be a permanent height off the back, near the back doors. But underneath that, that's what I think people call the garage, where they put all the solar wiring, the batteries, tanks if needed, stuff like that. But yeah, got the idea. I'm not looking to do anything, you know, groundbreaking, unless it's minimalist. I don't want to put a lot of stuff in it to put a lot of weight in it. I want to keep it light. Habitat for Humanity. We use construction. Oh, okay. I don't think there's one of those around here, unless you go into maybe Las Vegas. There's not a lot of construction that's around here. It's in the middle of nowhere, so. Randy, Russell, everything is going good. I'm test driving a vehicle right now. I'm test driving a Ford Transit. It's behind this red car. It's that van right there. Yeah, Randy, I think it's pretty cool. Yes, Christine, I know. I used to live in the Bay Area, up in California, and there's tons of these little used equipment places where you know, buildings that are being demolished. They come and rip out all kinds of stuff from them and sell it for resale. Yeah, used. I'm doing good. 909 Adventures. I'm test driving a Ford Transit. See if it might be something up my alley or not. I'm not quite sure. Maybe a project for someone else. I don't know. There he's getting snug. Wants to crap indoors now. No, not necessarily. I just said there's enough room for that. You can put a shower in there. You can put a toilet in it, a sink, a kitchen, a cooktop, all in one. You never have to break it down. It's kind of nice. You don't have to walk 50 feet away from your campsite and take a dump. You just do it right in your campsite. Take a dump in your campsite. If you think about that, that's probably something you don't want to be doing. But all these things are going through my head, what you can do with something like this. And the first thing you think of is make it look like a house on the inside and put all this wood and make it look pretty and homey inside. I don't want to do that. That just adds a ton of weight. I'm looking at it as a stripped down office space that you can cook in. Oh, there is one in Vegas. Okay, great. I'll have to see what they have. They must have a website that you can cruise. Habitat for Humanity. Yeah, I'll go check a look at that. That's a great idea. Now, one idea I had to make the kitchen stovetop area with the sink is to use an old, what do you call it? The table that girls put their makeup on. You know, it's not the makeup table. It's like a vanity. Is that right? I forgot what you call it. But take the mirror off and just use the bottom portion, cut a hole in the top, put the sink in, cut another hole, put the one burner stove top in, and you got your little kitchen, and down below is where you can store stuff. I think that'd be kind of neat. A vanity. So it's something like that. And with the vanity, how would you mount the vanity inside the vehicle? Well, there are spots about knee high up from the floor, going all the way down the sides, on both sides, driver and passenger, that you can mount things to. Strap it or L bracket into that area. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Until they leave, they want to be on, I guess. I don't know. Anywho, that's kind of where I'm going with this. I'm investigating whether or not all this makes sense. And since I have it with me, I'm going to go to Home Depot and check out to see if they have the materials here in Pahrump that will make the rack happen. If the rack can happen, then I might, test fit something like that. And then take it a next step and see if maybe an air conditioner might fit in there, or if that grid pattern on top of the van, how much solar can I put up there and still keep an air conditioner? It's a 12-volt air conditioner from Dometic, so it should be okay. Low voltage, low draw. Oh, Christine, yeah, send me all kinds of emails with this stuff. I'm always reading up on stuff like this, so. What did I find, Gibby? Check it out. Behind this red car, there's a white van. That's what I'm looking at. It's a Ford Transit 250. Medium top, or medium roof. I can still stand up in it. It's pretty cool. I'm considering something like that, or at least test driving it. That's kind of what I'm doing now. I'm test driving the car, so thought I'd come in here and say hi. And I'm on my way to Home Depot to check some things out. But I think this is an interesting idea. It's definitely content for the channel on how-tos, but if you look beyond that, it'd be a great thing to cruise around in. I mean, it gets good gas mileage comparatively. They are nice, Richard Fink. They are nice. But yeah, keeping things lightweight, just using totes that can lock closed, or that are airtight, so you won't get moisture trapped in there. This looks very doable, very quick. I don't see this taking a lot of time. Solar might take the longest because it's fiddly bits, but everything else is pretty much drill a hole here, drop it in, and mount it up. And I don't see any big issues with it. There's tons of room in that thing. It still smells like a new car in it. I mean, it's that new. 46,000 miles is not a lot of miles. It's a ton of room compared to the X5. It's a mansion compared to the X5. So I'm looking at it going, wow, this is easy to work with. Coming from small to go large like this is actually kind of easy. So I'll do a video, put that all together and show you guys kind of, or talk through what I'm thinking about doing in the future. Do a live feed as I work. I could do that. Sure. It'd be boring, but rather do a video where you can speed through the boring parts where I'm just, drilling countless holes in the thing or gluing something down or something. I don't know. It'd be fun. We'll see. I think doing a video would be more beneficial to the channel, although I could do a live stream while I'm doing the video, I guess. I could certainly do that, yes. Let's try that. Live stream would be on a separate camera than what I'd be doing for the actual video. It's a good idea. Thank you. Who said that? Richard? Richard. Yeah, he said that. So that's kind of what's going on. Makes more sense. And the reason why it makes more sense now than it did when I first started this is when I first started, I thought I'd be doing a lot more urban exploring, abandoned places in urban settings, not in the middle of nowhere. But as I've done more and more videos of places in the middle of nowhere, I've realized they cost a lot of money to get done. And if I had something like this where I can go to more national parks and travel the U.S. and get to things that are in the middle of nowhere, but just off a paved road kind of thing, or a groomed off-road, it makes more sense. I can tow with this 250 as well, so put a little trailer in the back, carry some extra stuff back there, or tow a car, I don't know. I wonder if I can tow the X5. It's all-wheel drive. It's mostly front-wheel drive until there's power. I'll have to look into that. I've never heard of anyone doing that. Christine, yeah, they're in high demand right now. It's not a 4x4 909. They don't make 4x4 in this. Well, no, they do. They make 4x4s in this, but I think it's all-wheel drive, and that's not 4-wheel drive. This car has all service records for the 46,000 miles it has on it. It's not a lot of miles, folks. Hey, William, how you doing? Doesn't run it yet, but the Carfax was looked at. Is it more than 6,000 pounds? Question mark. I don't know what the weight is of the vehicle. Use a dolly to tow the X5. Okay. So just the rear two are running, so that'd be neutral. Okay. And it's a manual, so I can just leave it neutral. Yeah, everything's adding up to, like, this is not a bad idea, especially with how my channel has evolved into what it is now. I do hikes, national parks. I go to cabins. I hike to the cabins. I don't necessarily, 4 by 4 heavily to get to them, like say Wonder Hussy does. Because those times are few and far in between. I mean, every time I've had to go to a cabin, I've been able to drive to it. And I did not need four-wheel drive to get there. So it seems like a lot of extra metal to be hauling around everywhere you go in a 4x4 just to have the 2% of the time that you ever drive it in 4x4 mode. It just seems like a ton of wasted gas. So I'm just not into it. Well, I'm a car guy, so I can look at cars and kind of see, the bad stuff that's been done to it. I found a little bit of overspray in the back, but I think it was from just a minor dent. I don't see any frame damage, no wrinkling anywhere. Looks like they may have backed into something, caused a little crease somewhere, but I think I can't tell anything. It looks great. I mean, I looked up and down and underneath this thing very carefully, and I'm not finding any problems. It's very nice. It's a nice vehicle for the amount of miles it's on it. Kind of blown away. The X5 is family. I couldn't get rid of that thing. That thing's it's pretty tight, if you ask me. So you heard me talk before where I was going to use the X5 as home base and get an off-road bike, electric bike or motorcycle, something off-road so I can go even further out into the middle of nowhere. That's changed into maybe that vehicle is the X5 that gets me in the middle of nowhere, and this could be a home base. I don't know. We own a truck that you talk to. I talk to my X5 all the time. It's funny. What make is the van? It's a Ford Transit Ford Transit 250. It's a 6-cylinder gas. It's not a diesel. I think it's a flex fuel, but it's a gas vehicle. It's not a diesel. The wagon version of these vehicles are nice. They have windows all the way around for passengers, and the back of the vehicle is set up to have airbags to protect the people in the back. So that's kind of nice, but those are expensive. Comparatively, they're about 45 to 50 grand or higher, depending on the mileage. So to find this one, it's kind of middle of the road. It's not exactly, but you save a ton of cash. You save a ton of money by going this route. And I would never put that much weight where I require a dually wheel setup in the back. The weight of the X5 is, I think it's 5,000 pounds, something like that. 4,500, 5,000 pounds, something like that. You talk to your car as well, agent. That's great. You mostly cuss at your vehicles. I look at problems with vehicles as a way to help the vehicle out. Maybe if I fix it, it'll like me more and it'll carry me down the road a couple more miles. I don't know. Anyhow, so that's the update. That's what I've been up to the last couple of days. I got a lot of editing to do for next Wednesday. Happy 4th of July, everyone. And let's see where this goes. Interesting, to say the least. I didn't expect this, so. Thanks, 909. Happy 4th to you as well. kinds of things going around. Anywho, I gotta get back to work, guys. I thought I'd check in with you and give you a little update. Things that might be coming, may not be. I'm still on a test drive. We'll see what happens. I do miss the X5. It's kind of far away from me right now. How much is the van? Well, I think they won about 30 grand for this thing. And a dually version is about another 10 to 20 grand. So, and that'd be a diesel version. Yeah, because you put more weight on the back wheels. Year, it's a 2019. It's fairly recent. The Bob Wells Foundation, that's too small. If I was going to get a van, I'd get a van, you know? Richard, more weed. It's almost new. If you look at the mileage from a mechanical standpoint, it's had just a few oil changes, you know? It's like, this thing's still basically new. You open the hood, I bet you those are original plugs in there. Roof rack first. Once that's settled, I know how I can arrange solar panels on the top. And with that, I know what the footprint size would be for an air conditioner, so I can avoid a spot to put the air conditioner. So I can see it falling into place like that. So roof rack, solar, batteries, air conditioner, all going in at one time. Once that's set, I know how big the garage needs to be and where the bed really will go, and all that space underneath, and what to do to store things down there. Yes, I watch RV or TV. And I've been watching a whole bunch of conversions. And I'm kind of focusing on ones that I kind of like. 100K on a set of plugs these days. Tune-ups are rare. Oh, I see what you mean. 100,000 miles on plugs. I got ya. Yeah, my X5 has, I think, the third set of plugs in it. And I replaced the last set. And they were nice, so. And it still runs great. So anyway, there we are. Man, looks like it's gonna rain out here. I hope it doesn't. But I do have to get over to Home Depot and do some poking around and see what those super struts are really like there. Yeah, it's a pretty efficient vehicle. I thought it would get really crap gas mileage. It's actually pretty nice. Towing a vehicle, yeah, use the van as a base camp. Exactly. Pahrump is my hometown, my home base, where I radiate from, and then base camp would be the van, and then the X5 would be what gets me out to as far as I can get safely, and then hike the rest of the way in. That's the idea. Gibby, take a look at Dometic's 12-volt air conditioner. It cranks out 6,500 BTU of cooling. They're expensive. They're almost $3,000, but they're supposed to be very good. I've watched a lot of reviews on them, so I'm kind of leaning towards that if I have to put an air conditioner on. It's a mobile duplex. Pretty much. It's a 2-floor X5 basically with, well, it's a mansion compared to the X5. What am I? I'm not even going to compare those two. That's a castle compared to the X5. Heck, I could even mount the solar panels to the top of the X5 if I'm towing it all the time. Jed clamp it. Scott, have a good 4th of July to you as well. I'm going to split, guys. I'll give you guys an update, but if you guys are interested, give me a thumbs up here if you're interested in seeing more of this stuff. And I've already started recording me looking at these vans. I went clear to Bakersfield, California, to see this guy, and it really caught my heart. So we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. You want to see more? I will get more video up of this and do live feeds as well. Dometic 12-volt air conditioner. Check it out. It's pretty nice. I've got a lot of reviews out there on it on YouTube, so do check it out. We want to see more. You want more. You will get more. Catch you later, guys. Eminence from X5. Well, it's not here, the X5, but it's here in heart. No, yes. Well, wait. Someone has a question. It would be nice for you to have space to spread out in the van. I spread out. Nomadic people don't spend a lot of time in the vehicles. They spend a lot of time in the front yard or the backyard, stretching out, laying down, that kind of thing. I go into the vehicle to sleep or to do work, like computer work, to get out of the sun. Otherwise, I'm outside. So whether it's the X5 or a van or a semi-truck or an RV, doesn't matter to me, or a trailer, does not matter to me. I'd rather spend my time outside around the vehicle. So yes, standing up is important, I think. To be able to get up out of the driver's seat and walk into the back of the vehicle instead of crawling and doing yoga, trying to get into the back seat, it was kind of nice. Happy 4th, Mark, and everyone else, Richard, everyone, thank you very much for tuning in. I will talk to you guys in a bit. Eminence from X5 and Larry Word out. Streaming, are you sure you want to... Wait a minute. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Well, I'm sure now. Later I want to come back on. Later is okay. Okay, I'll do